At least you guys were looking at the slides. All right. My name is Lars Hedenborg, the founder of Agent Freedom OS and Agent Freedom Collective. The big meta title here, the thing we're going to work on together, is how to grow and scale your sales, income, and wealth without the grind. Here is the warning. If you have heard about EXP, or you've dismissed it, I encourage you to really slow down and study this specific opportunity. You're going to get access to a proven growth platform entirely for free, in addition to building your business on the EXP platform, but more importantly, to help you achieve in the areas of business and life that truly matter. So why would you even take an hour out of your day here to listen to me? I'll give you the minute version. So solo agent turned team builder. I'm really good at systems, 5,000 plus families served in my production business. I turned to help other agents, 2013, 3,000 plus agents I've served in a company called Real Estate B School. I was able to sell my real estate team. I wound down my coaching company. And now for the last 5 years, I've been focused on helping agents on this platform that is EXP, which is Agent Freedom Collective. 2,100 plus agents. And I'll get into more of the specifics, what it looks like to work together. But make no mistakes, I've made all the mistakes you could possibly make. And that's the reason really why I think you're going to want to pay attention to me. Let's go through some questions here around what it looks like to run your business on the current platform. So if you're not with EXP currently, what does it look like? And there's 6 areas I want you to consider. And this is something, whether or not you're even with EXP, you should be asking yourself these 6 questions. But if you're not on this platform and you're not partnered with us, these are things that you really want to pay attention to. And I think it's a scale of 1 to 5. So 1, this area really sucks and I'm not doing well here. 5, you're absolutely crushing it. So your current business, where you're at right now in your business, how would you rate your business overall, the time you're putting in, the money you're getting out, and the stress you're enduring, right? Scale of 1 to 5. How about your brokerage support? Is your broker and brokerage actively helping you grow and scale your business and life? So is someone working with you on the regular that's not only showing you the path, but coaching you weekly to get there? Scale of 1 to 5. How about the tech platform you're building your business on? Does your brokerage offer a powerful tech and marketing stack that directly helps you grow your sales? And so just consider this year, your last 10 closings. Are they a result of the tech and marketing that your brokerage provides? Because that's part of your investment into the platform. Agent collaboration. Are top agents in your brokerage regularly giving away their very best stuff to you? So if there's an agent closing 50 homes and you close 10, can you walk up to that agent and be like, hey, can you show me how you do listings, or how you do social media, or whatever? Rarely exists in most of these platforms. How about residual income? Is your brokerage partnering with you and showing you how to build residual income? Or is it a multi-layer model where everyone above you is making all the money, and there's regions and there's market centers and there's royalties and all of that, but the agents are doing the grunt work in that model? How about impactful training? Look back over the last 90 days. Is there any training that you've taken with your brokerage that offered timely and relevant, like I can swipe and deploy it and put it in my business so you can thrive in whatever you want to call this environment? If it's a current shift, a coming shift, we're always sort of like cyclical in real estate. So the big question that I think we have to ask ourselves is, and this is a writer downer, do I have a clear roadmap in place to scale my business and crush my financial goals so that I can live a life of meaning, impact, and satisfaction? That is the question. And that's independent of anything. Do you feel good about where you're going? Is there clarity there? I think the traditional model is rigged for others to win. So the harsh reality about the real estate industry, there is no path to financial freedom until I found this platform. Traditional brokerages, the only thing they could do is keep you on the transaction treadmill. So do more deals, do more deals, do more deals. And having owned a coaching company that I just shut down for 13 years, I just think productivity coaching and traditional training methods just don't get it done. in terms of like leaving agents in a position where they have true time and money freedom. And so if you're coming to today's presentation with knowing that there's another level of growth in your business, you want to hang around with business builders rather than struggling agents, you're in the right place today. If you want to grow your business and systematically increase your net worth and take more time off, you're in the right place. And then most importantly, if you want to make the shift from a grind it, 70, 80 hours a week to sell 25, 30 homes to more of a lucrative lifestyle business, you're in the right place. The reality, though, of where we are right now is that so many agents are not where they want to be. And so if you're working out of bounds evenings and weekends and you're letting those around you down, if you're stressed more than anyone you know and you can't seem to get it together, and if you're constantly missing out on the stuff that really matters, you're also in the right place. And there's no shame in where you're at right now. In terms of the real estate industry itself, major challenges, whatever path you're on or you think you might go to, whether it's a traditional solo agent, whether you're going to build a team, whether you're going to launch a brokerage or buy a franchise. The traditional agent, when you stop making money, so when you stop selling, you stop making money, there is no exit strategy. I've seen traditionally successful real estate agent lose their physical health, commit suicide, lose marriages because that traditional success isn't worth the sacrifice. And very few agents, and I've talked to thousands of agents, very few agents achieve true time and money freedom. In terms of the team models, that's the path that I took. Very few get this right. And it's not an easy road. You spend a lot of time helping agents that ultimately leave and become your competition, or you just make stupid decisions around what you're going to offer in your splits and you give away margin to your agents to keep them happy. Let's say you take the brokerage model and you're going to launch an indie brokerage or buy a franchise, a traditional brick and mortar franchise. The constant churn for the grass is greener will eat your business alive. It is a low, mostly no profit model, even a loss. And you're trying to make it up for it on affiliate services. So you've got a title company or mortgage company. And honestly, that model does not care truly about the agent. There's no way to add real value and truly impact agents' life. So after my journey of owning a franchise, I owned a Remax for 5 years, being independent, being in Gary Keller's top 100, working with a small local independent brokerage when I first got into real estate. I've seen a lot. And at this point, the fastest way to grow and scale your real estate business and achieve, true freedom through like legit wealth building is to partner with Agent Freedom Collective at eXp Realty. And here's the cool thing. You can do it without ever paying for coaching, training, or technology ever again. And I get asked this question a lot, like, is this model actually different? And it is entirely different. That's why I ask you to slow down and study this. If you really understand what this is about, our ability to align interests allows me to work for free for you. Never happened before, right? I've probably generated over $30 million in paid coaching, and now I can give all of that away for free. There's no way to pay for what I used to charge a lot of money for, and I'll get into that a little bit. Here's the thing. When your business grows, we all win in this model. That's not true in a traditional model, right? And the level of collaboration has never existed before. And it's hard to explain, but once you come over and partner with us, you will understand what I'm talking about. Never been a platform like that where agents are helping other agents win. It's always been a serious cutthroat industry. So there's two aspects of this that we're going to focus on. The first part is eXp. This is the platform that we're building this community Agent Freedom Collective on, also your business and your wealth building opportunity on. Then I'm going to get into Agent Freedom Collective and what that looks like. So this presentation, I'm going to leave a link probably on my YouTube channel. I'm going to obviously cut out the first part of this. I'm going to leave a link to this presentation. You're going to see probably 30 clickable links. So I'll leave a view only link to the Canva presentation where you can click into all this stuff. So this is going to be pretty rapid fire. This is like a full presentation of everything that eXp offers, which is more than you can possibly digest in the little time we have today. So this is an absolute movement that's defining real estate. And Glenn Sanford Man, he looked like a weirdo back in the day, 2009, when he launched this cloud-based brokerage. But he knew, having come from running a top team at a Keller Williams office, that the agents are doing the heavy lifting in real estate. So this was the first, there's probably like 90 now. This was the first cloud-based brokerage model to give agents, team leaders, an opportunity to really create freedom for themselves. And it's not like it seems obvious now that if you're building a business on a traditional platform, there's dozens and dozens of examples of companies that have gone extinct because they didn't make the shift, whether it's Blockbuster taken out by Netflix, whether it's any retailer. I saw a local vitamin shop just shut down because how can you possibly compete with, Amazon or whatnot? But then EXP is doing that in the real estate industry, and we're massively profitable. We have no debt. We positioned ourselves uniquely while the market has been really, really challenging. And really, it's flipping the entire model on its head. So let's not pick on a specific model, but if there was a model, a 2-letter model with a red logo, this is how they're structured. So there is a headquarters. There's someone collecting a royalty, a percentage of every deal, which is revenue share. But it goes to a very few people, usually a headquarters and a handful of region owners, right? So those are 2 layers of overhead. Then you have these franchise owners, another layer of ownership that needs to get paid. They go out and hire a bunch of staff that have to process transactions for agents. The bottom tier here is creating all the income to run the whole thing. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers in the traditional model. Glenn flipped it on its head, made the agent the owner. Literally every agent at EXP is an owner in the company. So now everything we provide, whether it's lead gen, tech, training, I'll get into healthcare a little bit, stock awards, revenue share, and the level of collaboration that's possible because we don't have these independently owned franchises. We have shattered the traditional model forever. I said no to this opportunity at about 2,700 agents. I came in when it was 37,000 agents. I think we're just under 90,000 agents now. So the largest independent real estate brokerage on the planet. This chart will shift a little bit with the move that Anywhere made with Compass. But when you look at Anywhere, it's currently 8 individual brokerages or brands, and Compass would be the 9th, or Compass acquiring the 8. It's 9 total. EXP still did a ton of transactions in 2024. And if you even look at just our top 250 teams, we would be the 5th or 6th largest brokerage that existed. Just our top producers. So we are where the agents go. What's the expression? I forget. It's like where the pros go to grow is kind of our hashtag. So we've got all the awards in terms of growth and rankings, whether it's size or volume or whatnot. All these are clickable. So you can see, our individual agents, what they're producing, our top 250 and our teams as well. And then I think we're in 28 countries or whatnot. And here's the crazy thing. I actually helped open up New Zealand for EXP. So talk about like the opportunity, an entrepreneurial company. I knew an agent in New Zealand and we approached the senior leadership of EXP and we're like, hey, can we open up a country? And about 3 months later, we opened up that country. So this is a global opportunity for you. And it gives you a ton of freedom. You can work from anywhere. In terms of the way we roll out tech and the advanced tech we have, the fact that EXP University exists and can collaborate with all of our top agents to deploy the best training to everyone. And then we're organized in a virtual world called EXP World. And you can click on that link when you get it. There is way too much here to go through. And I'll get rid of my face here. But whether it's tech or lead gen or the training we provide, the support in terms of your broker team, whether it's team services or transaction coordination, IT help, whether you need help with onboarding or the growth team for agent attraction, luxury, commercial, international, land and ranch. We just opened up sports and entertainment. Whether you plug into our Regis offices, you do our healthcare program or stock programs or Icon Award, you'll get a Sisu account, which is for business tracking, a Canva Pro account for free, Slack, SkySlope, access to 3 different CRMs. You can't even wrap your head around this opportunity. And I'll get to some of this in a little bit more detail here. All right. Whoops. All right, there we go. So in terms of the commission structure, it is an 80-20 cap structure, 16K cap, 80-20, 100% thereafter. Once you cap, there's a transaction fee of $250 per deal. Once you pay in, what is it, 20 deals post cap, you hit icon status. And I'll get to that here in a minute. There's a $149 startup fee, $85 a month covers the cloud brokerage fee, which is EXP University and your entire tech stack. Each transaction has a transaction or broker review fee of $25, and your E&O is capped at 60 per, well, it's capped at 750 for the year, and it's $60 per transaction. So if you don't sell any homes, so I still pay $85 a month. Every agent pays $85 a month. So it's a good model no matter where your production is. There'll be a link to basically take a commission check that you earned at your current brokerage and see what you will earn at EXP. Cool thing about our ability to take ownership in the company is there's like 5 ways to do it, whether it's the agent equity program, incentive programs, $200 when you close your first transaction. When you cap, you get $400 stock award. If you bring an agent into the company and they sell their first home, you get $400, or the Icon Award, where you can earn your entire 16K cap stock back in 16K cap back in EXP stock. And then our equity agent equity commission program, you can get a discount on stock using straight out of your commission check. So almost like a forced saving, and 65% of agents participate in that. In terms of the Icon, I'm not going to go into this, but there's a link with details around this. But there's 3 components to it: a production component, a culture component, and then we do want to see you at events. I mentioned CRM of choice, and there's actually a 4th that Leo, our CEO, is working on. But we've got Bold Trail, which is rebranded KV Core, Lofty, which is rebranded Chime, and then Close. I actually use Close for my agent attraction business and really like it. It integrates beautifully with the iPhone community, or not community, the iPhone ecosystem. And then in terms of support, I came from a brokerage. This was a Keller Williams franchise, the #1 Keller Williams in the world, 5 years in a row. And 6 days a week, our broker was there, and 7 a.m. to 7 p, a line out her door. You'd have to literally wait in line for 30 plus minutes to speak to someone. We have instant almost access via EXP World. Going into our care hub, you can call someone, you can email someone, or you can live chat 24/7. This has not been done before. So when you look at the EXP value stack, and I haven't even gotten into yet Agent Freedom Collective and what that looks like, but if you look at our value stack and you just compare it to the platform that you're currently in, chances are it does not stack up. Meaning, like, if you're honest with yourself, the value proposition is deeper and more robust at EXP. We've got different ways you can grow teams. If you're a husband-wife team, you can come in as a domestic partnership and share a cap, share a join fee, share a monthly fee. You can self-organize a team where you bring people in and you give some services, but they have full caps. If you're doing more than 6 million a year and you bring agents in for more than 30 units, you can bring agents under you at a half cap. Or if you have 10 agents doing over 140 transactions and more than 40 million, you can get a mega team status, which is a quarter cap, so a 4K cap. So we've got a lot going on with teams. We even teach you how to grow your team. We have a whole academy on how to help you build teams. Something that we just launched is an 8-week AI agent accelerator. So ask yourself the question, like, are the best agents, like these are the best agents in our company that are using AI actively in their business to do more deals, coming together over 8 weeks to give it all away for free? And it started, what's 20th, yesterday. Can you imagine the power of someone that started geeking out on AI 2 to 3 years ago, and now they're going to give away all their secrets. It's sort of ridiculous when you think about it. EXP Luxury is really blazing a storm in the industry, blazing a trail in the industry. Most luxury franchise brands are taking hundreds of thousands of dollars from their top luxury agents. And so this is a monumental opportunity. Just launched sports and entertainment. Land Ranch, I think, is about a year old now and growing rapidly. Big opportunity there. Our commercial division, same as the luxury division. Most commercial brokerages are just pillaging the agents in their brokerage at like 50% or more, even if the deal is generated by the person. We've got a 20K cap model, I think, something like that. EXP Revenos is a separate entity, but the services provided here back to our agents in terms of leads, if it's relo or military or buyer and seller leads through Make It Rain, our express offers, or real estate owned, which is bank owned properties. Major opportunity to, if you don't know how to generate leads on your own, we have you covered there as well. I've been using EXP Agent Healthcare for probably over 3 years now, maybe 4 years. It is crazy the stats around how so many agents don't have healthcare. So according to NAR, it's like 28 to 33% of realtors are uninsured, so have no insurance. And then it's a full third that what's the stat? A third have insurance through their spouse, but a third are going to just an insurance provider and paying. We were paying, comparable to what we get now would cost $2,000 a month, and I'm paying $850 per month for me, my wife, and our 2 kids, 2 teenagers. So unbelievable opportunity to plug into healthcare. Our growth toolkits, Leo Pareja, our CEO, drew a line in the sand. And this was back during the NAR settlement, where it really created some drama at the time, where our stance on that whole thing in terms of selling brokerages, buyer brokerages, and who gets paid and all of that. We took a stance that turned out to be the way the whole industry went. And we created a buyer toolkit for every agent at any brokerage to help them navigate all of that. Then we created a seller toolkit. And I'm talking listing presentations, dialogues, listing packets, like the nitty gritty things you need to operate a buyer business and a listing business. And since those 2 toolkits, I think we have like 22 different toolkits now for anything you want to do in your real estate business or inside of EXP. And you've got a link there as well. Our Fast Cap program. So agents come in, either they're new, which we have a program called Fast Start. If they are not capping, so they're not doing 80,000 GCI, we've got a program called Fast Cap. It is probably the most successful program, probably at any brokerage, honestly, in terms of turning agents into appointment setters, into signed buyer and seller agreements, into actual under contracts and closing. And all of it is tracked. And you can see the curriculum there. So it's like highly dialed in curriculum to get agents busy in their production business. And last but not least, and I want to slow down here a second. So I'm winding down the conversation about EXP and the platform, and you guys will have access to this view version in Canva, so you can kind of click on different things. The opportunity to earn revenue share. This is the most misunderstood part of EXP. 90% of agents that aren't at EXP, when you approach them, a bunch of recruiters, like, I don't want to recruit. I don't want to, and it was my reaction too. So I totally get it. Here's the thing. Everything I've presented so far and what I'm going to present with Agent Freedom Collective, where I give everything I've ever built that I've charged a gazillion dollars for in the past, is all free. So that's still, stay tuned for that. You could take advantage of all of that and never bring a single agent to EXP, and no one is going to force you to. So there is no pressure to take advantage of agent attraction or revenue share. But for those of you that have an open mind and you understand what this is, you will be able to plug into it. And there's massive leverage because of Agent Freedom Collective and me giving away everything that I'll go through here in a second. You have the ability to pass that on to agents, not only the EXP platform, but everything else that we provide inside Agent Freedom Collective as part of our value proposition. So the model is very simple. Let's say a capping agent, they pay in 16,000. EXP runs the entire company off of 8,000. And then the other 8,000 goes out to the agents that were directly or indirectly involved in growing the company. So there's 7 levels. Glenn Sanford took the 7 levels from a very successful guy named Gary Keller that used profit share, wildly different than revenue share. But when Gary grew out of Austin, Keller Williams, he used profit share. He said, hey, these are financially motivated salespeople. I wonder if they can help me grow the company. If I put profit share in place, what could it look like? And it worked. The only difference is that a lot of market centers, a lot of brokerage, brick and mortar brokerages don't have profit now. So there's nothing being paid out. We get paid revenue share. There is an aspect of revenue share in those other models. It's called the royalty, right? We don't have royalties, but that's where you want to be. That's where the true wealth building comes into place, when you can help a ton of agents and also get paid when they sell homes. So it's a very simple model. It's like you probably have a handful of agent friends that aren't achieving their goals. They probably know some agents that aren't achieving their goals, and they probably know some agents that aren't achieving their goals. So in 5 years, I've only brought over 75 agents, 80 agents, maybe total. So when you call it being a recruiter, it's not a recruiter. Like, I would have been fired in year 2, probably year 1 as a recruiter. But agents are struggling, and I just have conversations with agents, and they know that I'm here to help them through this platform. And this thing has taken on a life of its own. So I've brought over 75 or 80. There's been some attrition. I've retained 55 of those original 80. So over 5 years, I've lost about 25 agents or so. But the 75, 80 that I brought in has grown to over 2,100. I think I'm about 2,150. So roughly 55 of my core people that I brought over, and 2,100 that have come over because they had friends who were struggling, that had friends that were struggling, that their brokerage, those 6 questions I asked you in the beginning, they were scratching their head about their brokerage. So this is an opportunity that you shouldn't ignore, and there's no requirement to take part in it. I want to make that clear. Once you understand it, though, I think you're going to get pretty excited about it. And we have a program called Fast Attract. It is a 6-week agent attraction accelerator where we start teaching you mindset and the tactics to be able to build out this leveraged income pillar. And this is a completely free program. The next cohort starts on Monday. So if you're watching this and you're with EXP, make sure you sign up for that. And more importantly, if you're not with EXP and you want to take advantage of this opportunity, agent attraction will teach you everything to do to be able to crush it. And this is why this matters. So what I'm about to go through, these next 3 slides, applies to anyone looking to dial back the time they put into whatever business that you're in, whether it's production or agent attraction or whatever. This is what any financial advisor, and it's like, I studied under Tony Robbins for 4 years, and I went to Wealth Mastery in Fiji, where I learned what I'm about to teach you. Basically, Tony said the whole point of owning a business or working a job is to live below your means, right? So spend less than you make, invest that difference until you get to a critical mass of investment capital where you could live off of the interest. Very complicated thing I just said there, but the rules of thumb, or, if you're age 60 and you're earning $200,000 right now, you should have 8 times that in the bank. So the critical mass of investment capital, I'm talking liquid net worth, not your home, not your cars, I'm talking liquid net worth, should be 1.6 million. If you're age 60 and you have 1.6 million liquid, meaning you could write a check to me in less than 7 days for 1.6 million, you're probably where you need to be. If you're age 67, which is a traditional retirement age, it needs to be 10 times. So let's say that the 200 stayed the same from 60 to 67. You will need 2 million in the bank to live the same lifestyle that you're living at age 67 into retirement. And so this is your problem, whether or not you ever partner with us and we help you build out this residual income pillar. The question you need to ask yourself is, do you have an exit strategy? Do you currently have an exit strategy? And this is the math of freedom. And this is exactly what I learned from Tony Robbins. You can go to Google and type in the 4% rule for retirement. And it's very, very simple. This critical mass of investment capital that you've amassed, let's say it's 1.25 million in this example, you're going to withdraw 4%. So if you withdraw 4%, you're safely going to be able to run this out for decades. That's the goal, right? If you could save, and I'll go through some numbers here in a second, which will blow your mind. You need to save enough money to be able to live off of the interest or dividends, depending on how you invest it. So at 1.25 million, 4% is 50,000. You take that away, the 50,000, you put a modest growth rate on top of it, and you're able to take out a little more to keep up with inflation and third year, fourth year, etc. Here is the entire game. And this is what flipped my script about this opportunity. And this is where you need to do some work. So grab a pencil or pen or whatever you write with, or your notes app on your phone. You need to pick a number. When I understood this, my mind was blown. So, and I'll give you real numbers. This was 2020. So I was 37. Wait, no, 37, 47. Yeah, 37, 47 years old when I was introduced to EXP. So technically I worked from age 21 to 47. I worked 26 years and my net worth was over 5 million, less than 6 million. My liquid net worth was 2.4 million. So if push came to shove, in less than 7 days, I could write a check for 2.4 million. Pretty good. Not bad. I thought I was doing fine. Tony told me to keep working and saving, and we lived a big lifestyle. So we spent a lot of money along the way, but I had a liquid net worth of 2.4 million. I thought it was great. But when I did this math, I'm like, oh crap, that's not even 10,000 a month in terms of like truly being able to take my foot off the gas and step out of parts of business that aren't giving me fulfillment and I don't have true freedom. I'm like, oh my Lord. And when I studied these numbers, and I'm going to take you through an example here in a second, if your I'm done number is, 20,000 a month, that's usually when I ask people, so how much per month would you need coming in to be able to exit the day-to-day of your business? Most agents will say 20, some say 30, but let's just use 20,000 monthly residual as a starting point. That's 240,000 per year. The liquid net worth required at 4% is $6 million. So if you're sitting here and you're like, 20,000 sounds like a good number, and 6 million is what that means in terms of liquid net worth. That's straight from Tony Robbins. I'm not making this stuff up. He owns like 110 different businesses and he's worth probably $1 gazillion. And you can Google it and it's like a real thing. That's the math. That's the math of freedom. What this vehicle provides the opportunity, and you don't have to ever plug into it, but it provides an opportunity to shortcut that and create an equivalent net worth a whole lot quicker. And so let me run you through this and I'll run through an example. So if your I'm done number is 6 million, so 6 million here, because I want $20,000 a month. How much do you have saved so far? Go through it. Like, think for a second, like, okay, if push came to shove and I had to write a check in 7 days, how much liquid net worth do I have? Let's say let's keep simple math. Let's say it's $1 million. So you have $1 million liquid net worth. You can write me a check for $1 million in the next 6 months. The delta is 5 million. So the question you need to ask yourself, how much money are you saving every year? So if the delta is $5 million, you need 6 million. You've only got $1 million. So it's 5 million delta. How much are you saving per year? Let's say it's 250,000 per year, which is hefty. That's putting away an extra $20,000 a month. And it's simple math, right? So there's no interest or returns or whatnot. $250,000 per year. So 5 million, if you're saving $250,000 per year, someone do quick math on that. 20 years. Simple math. There's no complex return, maybe 15 if you put some rate of return in there, if you even keep up with inflation. So the number of years it will take you to save the difference is a lot of years. And if you're not saving 20,000 a month, you're saving, let's say 10,000 a month or 125,000 per year, it's going to take you 40 years to bridge the gap with inflation increasing. So it's probably going to even run away from you further. So this is what you need to deal with no matter what platform you put your real estate business on. There's a link to our rev share calculator. This is a corporate approved rev share calculator. And I ran a simple example here of how you could generate $250,000 per year. So $250,000 per year is the equivalent of having $6 million of liquid net worth. That's the mind blown when I looked at this. Not only does this platform give me the ability to help thousands of agents, in my organization, but in terms of my personal net worth equivalent and my monthly cash flow, when I studied this simple fact that I could get to a $6 million net worth equivalent pretty quickly, I couldn't even believe it. So this example is, let's say over 3 years, you bring one agent to EXP every quarter. On average, I think the average price point is over 500,000 right now. Let's say it's 2.75 average commission percentage. Let's say these agents are selling 6 homes. If you brought in one agent every quarter for 3 years, that's 12 agents total. Let's say they didn't do as good as you. They only brought in 3 agents on average. So 12 in your front line, 36 in your second line. Let's say that third line, there's 36, did worse than they did. They only brought 1.5 agents in on average. The 36 turns into 54. And then even assuming it gets worse from there, it turns back into 36 into 18. So on 6 levels, you have roughly 100 agents or whatnot. That's over $20,000 a month residual income. You may think that's a lot of work, but there are hundreds of agents that you would never even know. I forget what percentage it is that have achieved that level. I had the numbers at one point. This is completely doable because of the leverage you get with Agent Freedom Collective and the people that you join with. And so the question you need to ask yourself, based on where you are today, how confident are you in terms of where you're going? Is it more likely that you can attract 10 to 15 agents over the next 2 to 3 years? Or do you think you can save $3 to $6 million in the next 10 to 20 years? And this is just something, when this question was posed to me, and I had done pretty well. I was living a great lifestyle. I had a, $5-6 million net worth, $2.4 million liquid. When I was asked this question, I was like, mother effer. I'm like, I can do this. I can impact a ton of agents, and I can create a life of true time and money freedom and location freedom. So let me shift gears a little bit. We'll land this plane. Still doing okay on time. So in terms of EXP, that's everything EXP allows you to plug into: the tech side of it, the marketing side of it, all the support, all the different divisions, all the stock that you could earn, revenue share, a lot of opportunities to pick and choose from to build your business. With Agent Freedom Collective, this is the big pivot that I made about 4 or 5 months ago at this point. I pulled the plug on my paid coaching company. So probably like 30 million in revenue over 12, 13 years or so. Thousands of agents have been through Real Estate B School. Launched Agent Freedom OS, and now this broader community called Agent Freedom Collective. 3 parts to this. And big picture, it's a community of growth-minded agents that are coming together to build businesses that serve their lives, not consume them. And within EXP even, there are different cultures and communities that exist. Our community is about helping agents sell a bunch of homes, bank a bunch of cash, and don't lose their life in the process. So the rise and grind, sell more homes. It's always better to produce more. That's not the entire game for us. We want to keep you whole as a person, keep your marriage intact, keep your physical body intact, so that you have, you're achieving in all the lives of, or all the areas of life that truly matter. So there's 3 elements here. There's a production OS operating system. there's an attraction operating system, and then there's a freedom operating system. And most agents, you may be coming to this overworked, underfulfilled, but there are a ton of agents that would happily have a conversation with you about joining Agent Freedom Collective because there's just a lot of pain and suffering out there. A lot of it's quiet suffering as well. So Agent Freedom Collective provides the systems, tools in the community to help you grow with margin in your life. And we've got a mission around multiplication as well. And so in terms of the mission, I see it as threefold. We're going to help you grow and scale your business and your life, and you're going to get access to everything. I'll go through some of it here in a second, so that you can I'm talking true time and money freedom. So the shift from transaction treadmill to more of a lucrative lifestyle business. And then ultimately, there's so many good things in your life going on that don't get your attention now because you're constantly stressed about where the next deal is going to come from. So really, truly, I want you to live a life of meaning, purpose, and impact. And so if I could put that into a short statement, is to help real estate agents build enduring wealth through not only increased production, but leverage attraction, creating true time and money freedom so that you can focus on the areas of your life that truly matter. So when I think about production, attraction, and freedom, those are the three angles that we're taking here. And partnering with Agent Freedom Collective, you're going to get access to a system where I've charged 10 grand for 90 days, $1,800 a month. So upwards of $30,000 per year for you're going to be able to plug into a leveraged income pillar. We call that leverage attraction. And then ultimately our freedom operating system allows you to use these tools and systems in a way where you're making more money in less time, enduring less stress. So $1 Million Agent Method, this was the 90-day program that pinnacle of everything I've ever done. It's now free. You can't even pay for it anymore. So you're going to get access to all of our lead gen levers. There's 10. They're each good for 1 or more transactions per month. No paid leads, no referral fees at cold closing, no cold calling. All of our lead management systems, every little email, text, nurture sequence, the nitty-gritty stuff you need to actually build a real business. Our entire consultation process, editable in Canva, editable in Google Slides or Google Docs, all of the presentation templates, the buyer, seller packets, everything you will need. All our client care systems so that you turn every client into another transaction, all the tech tools, and also in a complete productivity system. So nothing is left out. Inside our community, you're going to get access to everything I've ever built, all past trainings, all searchable. There isn't a level of production that we haven't helped an agent achieve. So I've worked with agents from selling 13 homes with just their spouse before they came into our world to selling over 900 homes per year and hardly working in their business. That may not be you, but there are 4 distinct stages of growth that we'll teach to get you to, if you want to get to 1 million GCI, it's 100,000 GCI, 250,000, 500,000, and then ultimately 1 million GCI. So you can see the 10 lead gen levers there listed on the side. You'll get all the process documents, all the swipe and deploy, step by step how to implement them in your business. You have our swipe files. So hundreds of documents that you'll have access to. This is just Database Touch Blueprint. There are like 47 documents, samples and swipe files, everything you could possibly need. Our Attraction OS, there's 12 building blocks of revenue share. You'll get access to all of that, including access to Fast Attract, which is the 6-week agent attraction accelerator. In terms of Freedom OS, this is the mindsets, the non-negotiables, the time blocking, the tracking in terms of implementation and production, and then some other things that are really just going to stretch your mindset around what's possible in this opportunity. Every week we have 1, 2, 3, 4 trainings every week that you'll have access to, all inside of our community, and you'll get a very active, thriving community where you can ask questions. We're leaning on each other. None of us claim to have it all figured out, so it's a community where you can come as you are. So as we wrap up here, this is a much bigger opportunity than, and I love EXP. I'm so bullish on EXP even now, so more than I've ever been. But the partnership that we're talking about is you coming in, either I invited you here or someone inside our community invited you here today. It's worth a next conversation. So if you want to go further, faster, typically the kind of folks that we work well with. If you're not where you want to be in terms of like feeling underpaid, overworked, overwhelmed, you're ready to scale your business, but you don't want to you don't want to lose out on your personal life. If you want to put the things that matter most first, you have the capacity to add 2 to 3 transactions per month, or you're leading a team and your agents would want to add 2 to 3 transactions per month, or you're running a brokerage, a franchise, or independent where your agents want to learn how to sell 2 to 3 homes per month using attraction-based marketing, and you're willing to challenge the status quo in the real estate industry. We are like entrepreneurs. It's kind of our mindset, and we know that we could do things on this platform that we couldn't do on the platforms that we came from. And if you want to start building real wealth with our help, we're going to crush this opportunity together. So the way I look at it, this is all about designing and building your future. Focusing on helping agents. I keep saying true time and money freedom, but if you're not there yet, we're going to help you get there. It's all about your personal growth, your development. That's all that really matters. And you own your brand. EXP is just the platform you're going to park your business on. You own the business, you own the team. EXP is simply that platform. So bottom line here, we do want to help you make more money. I am truly a capitalist, but I want you to do it with more freedom. And ultimately, there are things going on in your life that you want to have an impact on that maybe you're not quite doing it yet. So not only is growth possible, it's 100% predictable with Agent Freedom Collective, powered by eXp Realty. So that's it. Thanks for hanging in there, and congratulations. Keep an open mind as you explore this opportunity. Reach out to the person that invited you here. If it's me, you know how to get in touch with me. If it's someone that invited you here, reach out to that person, and let's just do a deeper conversation. We can get on a call, a 3-way call, and see if this opportunity is a good fit for you. So much love, much respect. We'll talk to you soon. Be good.